Marvel Ultimate Big Brother, My Life as Spider-Man's Secret Weapon, Episode 31, a month later. Fang Bing completed the school's SAT test. Officially said goodbye to high school. A long holiday came. With money and leisure, he finally let the birds fly. It is possible to start his journey path. The first stop is foggy capital London. The purpose is twofold. The first is to open the map. The second is to find the Eternals. After assuring Aunt May that she would return home safely, another Iron Man model successfully left Peter behind. Sit on a flight to London. Helplessly looked at Sky, who was sleeping in his arms. Of course, he also tried to shake off the tow bottle. It didn't work out. This month, although the relationship between the two did not go further, but Sky became increasingly dependent on him. Fang Bing couldn't tell what kind of feeling she had for herself. Is it friendship, family affection, or love? Who knows? Anyway, Sky is already integrated into her own life. This month, he spends most of his time concentrating on exam preparation. Occasionally, in his spare time, he goes to a stall selling chicken rolls. Although did not draw any special abilities. But I know more than a dozen foreign languages. Chinchi calligraphy and painting are also proficient. Fang Bing was not disappointed with this result. After all, his original purpose was to lie down and enjoy life. You can get it without studying so many things that others spend years and decades to learn. It's also cool. He even felt, if you are not in the Marvel Universe, still in the world of the last life, with these ordinary abilities, you can also become the protagonist of urban novels. And the chicken roll god religion on the internet, the membership has grown from strength to strength. Fang Bing also noticed this organization recently. Because he's been setting up a stall anywhere in New York lately, it won't take long, there will be a large number of diners coming to the door. Buy all the chicken rolls quickly. And there are plenty of repeat diners among them. This seriously disrupted Fang Bing's plan to extract the ability. After all, the first draw is 100%. These repeat customers only have a 1% chance of contributing to Fang Bing each time. Later he passed super hearing. I learned that the personnel of the organization found Fang Bing out of the stall, just secretly call friends, quickly summoned the members of the chicken roll god sect to buy chicken rolls. Only then did I understand what was going on. But he didn't have much good solution to the situation. Some are crying and laughing. Can't you let Jean beat all the diners of the chicken roll god sect? That's inhumane. After all, these diners are also very happy when they pay. Therefore, Fang Bing has rarely set up stalls in downtown New York recently, so as not to become a special cook of the chicken roll god sect. Fang Bing, when will you teach me magic? Sky woke up in her arms. I haven't fully sobered up yet, I asked again in confusion. Alas, don't tell you, I don't teach magic. Fang Bing helplessly explained again. Ever since letting Sky know that he was the magician who opened the portal. From time to time, she pestered herself to learn magic. But where did Fang Bing teach? Although he obtained the spell of portal through Koichi. Also learn about the knowledge and use of this spell. But it can't be taught to others. Because he can't base spells. Only this one portal spell. Spells that could not be imparted to Sky to accumulate spell energy. The most important point is, Sky doesn't have a suspense yet. You know, all the mages in Karmatage. Except for the ancient one. To cast spells, you need to pass the suspense. Only spells have reached an extremely advanced level. Only then can you release empty-handed. There is no suspense, even if Fang Bing imparted all the knowledge of the spell of the portal to Sky. She can't practice anything. Besides, Sky is still uncertain whether he has a talent for spells or not. This world is not where just one person can learn spells. Only gifted, a small number of people who are born with an affinity for spell energy have a magic talent. Can successfully learn the spell inheritance of Karmatage. Next time, when I see the real magician, I'll help you ask if I can let her take you as an apprentice. The plane landed. Fang Bing, whether in his past life or in this life, it's all the first time I've been to London. Look at the grey sky in front of you. I feel that the name of the fog capital really lives up to its name. Super olfactory, every breath of air is the smell of smog. After getting off the plane, the two first went to find a 5-star hotel. Opened a suite. Certainly the kind of family-style 2-bedroom suite. Their relationship has not yet reached the point of opening a large bedroom. Sky is of mixed Chinese descent, she is also a relatively conservative girl. Fang Bing's ostensible purpose in coming to London was just tourism. Sky only knew this. I also thought I was just here for tourism. So when I got to the hotel, I put down the salute, start looking up travel guides. Make a travel plan. Fang Bing also let her toss. Anyway, come to London in addition to looking for traces of the eternal Circe. There are also things to play around. By the way, the plan to open the map. You stay in the hotel first, carefully study the tourist route, and I'll go out to do something. Huh? Is it to meet a female netizen? Wow, a woman's sixth sense is amazing. Fang Bing hurriedly tightened his face. Nothing, besides, do you still know if I have a female netizen? Sky couldn't help but nod. She did know that Fang Bing did not have female netizens in London. But soon she reacted. He shook his head quickly. No, don't talk nonsense, I don't know, don't try to wrong a good person. Worst. Almost showed my stuffing. How would he know that I secretly hacked his social account? Obviously done seamlessly. Could this be the intuition of a magician? Something Sky didn't know, she secretly hacked Fang Bing's social account 2 days ago, hiding under the covers. He laughs when peeping. Fang Bing could hear her clearly even when she blinked a few times a second. Episode 32. It was already afternoon in London when I got off the plane. Successfully kept Sky in the hotel. Fang Bing walked out alone. Hailed a car, head towards London's largest history museum. In his memory, I only remember Circe of the Eternals working in a history museum in London. But specifically in which museum, he didn't know. You can only find it from the most famous family. After all, there are 100 or 200 museums in London. There are also quite a few historical museums. But this method is no different from finding a needle in a haystack. He looked for half an afternoon. No trace of Circe was found. Fang Bing couldn't help but start to doubt. Did you make a mistake? Has Circe really come to work at the History Museum at this time? Fang Bing had no other way. Get ready to get back to business. Spot. See if you can attract the beauty of Circe with delicious food. But this time he is not going to sell chicken rolls anymore. The chicken roll god sect is really terrifying. He was afraid that he would sell it again. There will be a chicken roll cult in London. So this time, he is ready to change the trick. Circe has been living on Earth for more than 7,000 years. She has fallen in love with everything on this planet. She is immortal as an Eternal. The Eternals were created by the celestial race Erisham. 5th millennium BC, that is, 7,000 years ago, there are 10 Eternals, sent by the celestial race Erisham on a mission to Earth. Among them is Circe. The mission targets are mutant monsters on Earth. 500 years ago, under the attack of 10 Eternals, all mutants are cleaned up. Task accomplished. So from 500 years ago to the present, the 10 Eternals who have completed their mission have been scattered on Earth, waiting for the god Erisham to recall. Of course, these are just everything Circe knows. She didn't realize it at the moment. The so-called mutant race was also created by the celestial god race. Even more unaware, himself these Eternals, what is the real task of protecting the planet for 7,000 years? So for 500 years after the end of the mission, she always thought of it as a vacation. In recent decades, because the world is developing rapidly, for the convenience of life, she moved into the city of London. Rented a small bachelor apartment. Got a museum to work at. Of course, since she has not had a single white hair for 7,000 years, the appearance has not aged with the years. She needs to move every few years. Every few years, you need to change your identity, change to another museum to work. Recently, she just changed to work at a little-known museum. It is also home to the Dinosaur Museum. Night in London always falls very early. It's just time to leave work. It was dark. Circe walks out of the Dinosaur Museum. Just ready to go home and stay. Only to find someone waiting for her outside the door. It's a friend I haven't seen in nearly 500 years. Spacey. Circe stepped forward and hugged the short-haired girl in front of her, who looked 11 or 12. Circe, long time no see. Spacey is also an Eternal. He was one of the 10 Eternals who came to Earth with Circe 7,000 years ago. However, she was only 11 years old when she was created by the Celestial God clan. So the body was fixed at the age of 11, it will never grow big. Although her soul is thousands of years old, but he was forever trapped in this 11-year-old body and could not grow up. After the elimination of mutants 500 years ago, she lives with Captain Ajak. Circe did not expect that after 500 years, she actually came to herself. The reunion of the deceased is an extraordinary surprise. Spacey, why did you come to me, aren't you at Ajak? I've lived with her for hundreds of years, I'm tired of it, and I want to change the environment. The two chatted about the past. Walked towards a restaurant in the city center. Ready to go have dinner together. Catch up on the old days. When they came to an intersection, they smelled a strange and seductive aroma. What kind of food does this taste like? Why is it so fragrant? Is there such a delicious food in London? Spacey couldn't help but say when he smelled the smell. Circe sniffed as well. The discovery is indeed tempting. With the super physique and senses possessed by the Eternals, the two followed the taste all the way. After walking for more than a few hundred meters. Only then did a food stall find near a large museum. The scent they smelled was exactly what was coming from the food on the stalls. Although the stall owner was a young man with a big mask and a black hood. But none of them suspected anything. After all, this is the foggy capital. It is normal to wear a mask to prevent smog. They looked at the stalls and there were no price signs. Can't resist the temptation of food. Confused asked, "Hello, how much is a bunch of these sugar gourds?" Fang Bing heard someone ask for another price. Looked up. Held back the 11,000 strings that almost blurted out. He recognized it at a glance. The two girls in front of me, it was the Eternals who had been waiting for hours. In the afternoon, after a fruitless search, he began setting up stalls near various museums. Sell sugar gourds. But this time, he was not prepared to extract the abilities of those ordinary people. Time is limited, too lazy to toss. So there is simply no price card. Someone came to ask for a price. Those who are pleasing to the eye will sell one with kindness. The unpleasant ones were directly sent away at a sky-high price. Changed a couple of places. Tossed for hours. The emperor pays off. Finally, these two eldest ladies came. Fang Bing stood up with a rub. The two eternal clan girls who had lived for thousands of years in shock took half a step back in unison. I almost thought I was mentally ill. Then I saw the stall owner who seemed to have some mental problems. Said with a big smile on his face, "Today's opening big reward, special price, $1 a string." Episode 33, so cheap? Cersei and Spacey looked at each other. It's a bit of a face-to-face. Even if a pig has lived for thousands of years, it should be fine. The two serve as immortal members of the Eternals. Now looking at the person in front of him is somewhat suspicious. The sugar gourd in front of me is also somewhat suspicious. They've been on Earth for thousands of years. I don't know how many bunches of sugar gourds I have eaten, I've never seen this smell. But deliciousness comes first. It's an irresistible delicacy. Never mind. Even if the medicine is inside, try it today. Anyway, ordinary poison has no effect on them at all. After a battle of ideas between the two women. Quickly pick up a bunch of sugar gourds, they ate each other. Fang Bing saw that they had eaten it. I can't help but feel happy. Earn big. Originally wanted to squat Cersei. Unexpectedly, just at this time, Spazzy actually lived with her. What a bonus. In this way, his chances of winning the special ability are greatly improved. Soon. The two girls in front of them finished eating the sugar gourd. The system also extracted a list of their abilities. Eternals. Cersei. Eternal Drive. Special, her body is a bionic mechanical creation made by the celestial god race, immortal and highly resistant to all types of attacks. Jumping leather band LV10, her jumping band technique has become supernatural. Crop planting LV10, helping primitive humans learn to cultivate, making her proficient in crop planting techniques. Matter conversion LV7, she can use cosmic energy to arbitrarily transform non-living material forms. Earth history knowledge LV10, living on Earth for 7,000 years, she is often personally involved in human history, and she knows the history of human beings on Earth very well. She was the goddess of witchcraft in the Trojan War, Homer wrote the Odyssey epic for her, burned Rome, the rise of the Hun King, the French Revolution, King Arthur. Just see the list of Cersei's abilities, it surprised Fang Bing. Not because Cersei is a robot. The Eternals are actually mechanical creations, it's just that the technology of the celestial god race is used. He had known this for a long time. Nor is it because the goddess Cersei is famous in history, this Fang Bing has also known about it for a long time. Rather, because the list of Cersei's abilities is especially long. Special. There are 328 types. Fang Bing felt that she must be a very studious person. Up to quantum mechanics, down to snowball fights. She is completely proficient. How do you smoke this Nima? 1 in 328 chance of winning the material conversion? That's right. For Cersei's abilities, he mainly likes this one. What an eternal drive then. It is estimated that Fang Bing will also be disabled in the real draw. He doesn't want to replace his body with a mechanical creation, even if it looks exactly like a human. Moreover, this eternal drive was also made by the celestial god Arathim using the celestial god race technology. The devil knows if there will be some backdoors? Not to mention the body of the Eternals, except because it is a mechanical creation, can live forever outside. Fang Bing didn't think that he would be stronger than his current body. Never mind. Can you draw a fate? Extract. Congratulations on obtaining the substance conversion LV7, groove. Character exploded. Fang Bing felt that this time he could be in a 328 chance, one pumping of the substance conversion. Be sure to be with yourself when you just drew a lottery, added the ancient one to the object of prayer. Long live the ancient. Supreme Mage is awesome. If it weren't for the presence of the two Eternal Sisters, it is not suitable to show their abilities. Fang Bing must have tried this magical-sounding material transformation on the spot. How amazing it really is. But he didn't forget it. I haven't extracted it yet. The power of Spacey, the eternal girl who is forever 11. Eternals. Spacey. Eternal Drive. Special, her body is a bionic mechanical creation made by the celestial god race, immortal and highly resistant to all types of attacks. Illusion LV7, she can use cosmic energy to create illusions and phantom avatars. Prank LV8, because she is trapped in a shell that never grows, she likes to make pranks to trick others. Fraud LV7, because she is trapped in a shell that never grows, causing her to like to deceive people very much. Livestock breeding LV10, help primitive humans learn to raise livestock, so that her livestock breeding is magical. Earth history knowledge LV8, she has lived on Earth for 7,000 years, she knows the history of the Earth very well, and Shakespeare once wrote A Midsummer Night's Dream for her. The same is often a long list of capabilities. Although a little less than Cersei's. But it also has nearly 200 abilities. Although Fang Bing was looking forward to winning that illusion. Because that's Spacey's strongest core competency. But he knew it was unlikely. The god of luck could not be his own mother. It is impossible to catch a person and feed all the time. But he still solemnly prayed to Gui in his heart. Extract. Congratulations on getting livestock breeding LV10, well. Very good, very useful. In the future, it will return to the idyllic countryside. There is no need for sheepdogs when herding sheep. Boss? Boss? Stop being in a daze. Cersei looked at the stall owner with stunned eyes. Stretched out his palm and shook it in front of Fang Bing's eyes. Only then did Fang Bing come to his senses. What's the matter with the beauty? Seeing that it was Cersei asking, he asked with a kind smile. This is a big customer who has contributed his superpowers. The attitude must be kind to reflect your professionalism as a food stall owner. She pointed to a pile of wooden sticks on the stall. Fang Bing just found out, a dozen sugar gourds at the stall. It's all eaten up. Boy. Worthy of being a foodie of the Eternals. It's faster than Earthlings to eat. Where are you going to set up your stall next time? We will definitely visit again. Hear the words of Goddess Cersei. A bright smile appeared on Fang Bing's face again. Episode 34, exchanged contact details with Cersei. And agreed, notify her if it comes out again in the future. Although this exposes the identity. But Fang Bing still felt that it was worth it. Because in the two daughters of Cersei, even if they found him through contact information. I only know that he is an occasional stall selling sugar gourds. But for Fang Bing. Keep in touch with Cersei. It means. He may have access to other Eternals in the future. You know, the Eternals are among the 10 people of Earth. 5 people are support staff, 5 were combatants. Cersei and Spacey, just non-combatants. There are really 5 people who have great combat capabilities. Igers. Special abilities are similar to Superman, with laser eyes and flying abilities. Xena. The prototype of the legendary goddess of war of Athena. Her special ability is to control cosmic energy to form a variety of powerful weapons, and she also has the most powerful melee skills among the 10 Eternals. Jingles. The special ability is to control the cosmic energy to create energy balls and carry out long-range attacks. Makari. Special abilities are similar to Quicksilver and can move at super speed. Gilgamesh. One of the strongest Eternals, with special abilities to control cosmic energy to form energy fists, close combat is unmatched. The remaining 3 non-combatants. They also possess healing abilities, celestial god scientific and technological knowledge, and mind control. It can be said that there is not a single waste, every Eternal has its own strengths. Fang Bing exchanged contact information with Cersei. It's to conveniently access the abilities of the rest of the Eternals in the future. For these abilities, what does it mean to take a small risk? After the 2 Eternal women left, Fang Bing closed the stall. Also left. He was in no hurry to return to the hotel. Instead, I'm going to find a place to test my ability first. Otherwise, even if you go back, I will definitely not be able to sleep tonight. Found a secluded place. A swipe of your finger. An orange-yellow portal appears. After Fang Bing stepped in, he has come to the barren mountain range, where he once tested his super physique. Randomly found a large rock. Fang Bing pressed it with his hand. Moment. Something incredible happened. That boulder of tens of tons turned into a piece of gold, glowing with a dull light. Groove. Really can. Fang Bing excitedly circled around the large stone that had turned into gold. Even got on his stomach and gritted it with his teeth. Discover that this is really completely turned into gold. Real gold. Pure gold. Yes, I should have gone to Goddess Cersei a long time ago. Get this ability early, and fry a fart, Fang Bing complained excitedly. After the excitement, he put his hand on the stone again, meditation in the heart. After an instant, the gold stone is gone. A big lump of dogs appeared in front of Fang Bing. Quickly cover your nose and activate the ability again. The dog in front of you. They turned into a pile of roses again. Suddenly, the stench disappeared. The fragrance came. Fang Bing began to keep trying. I saw that various substances began to appear in front of him. After finally playing enough. Last press. The original large stone turned into a pool of clear water. The uproar flowed down the mountain. After testing, Fang Bing also understood the specific role of this ability. After gaining this ability, he also possesses the ability to control cosmic energy. It is possible to control the rearrangement of substances from molecules, the formation of a completely different substance. In this process, he needs to touch the substance that needs to be converted with his hands, to be able to activate the ability. There is also a limit to the strength of the ability. He possessed the same ability to transform matter as Cersei is now. So it is impossible to directly turn the entire earth into a ball of. It is also impossible to turn the entire sea into Coca-Cola. After many tests, he can now convert tens of cubic meters of matter at most at once. And it can't convert living organisms. As for whether it is possible to turn Thor's meow hammer into a dung spoon, Fang Bing also felt that it was unlikely. After all, it was a magical item. It is fundamentally different from ordinary substances. Why does he know? Because he just pulled out his food generator. I want to try it. Can you turn this tray into a backpack? In this way, he can become a robot cat himself. You can grab all kinds of delicacies from your backpack anytime, anywhere. Of course, in the end, Fang Bing's death failed. That's why he felt that this ability should be helpless, Mjolnir. But Fang Bing, who knew what would happen to the Eternals in the future, also understood. This ability is powerful or not. It depends on how strong or weak he can control the energy of the universe. Later, when Cersei obtained a huge amount of cosmic energy in the divine appearance, that ability is simply explosive. Not only can it directly change the form of living things, turn Spacey's eternal body of eternal 11 years old into ordinary meat. Body mortal fetus. It can also directly transform the gods into ice sculptures to kill. So, although now Fang Bing can only use this ability to assist in battle, but Fang Bing believes that he will find a way to enhance the energy of the universe in the future. This substance conversion ability, it will be a big help to yourself. It was already dark. Sky huffed and sat cross-legged on the couch in his hotel suite. Tear the tissues on your hands one by one. Small. He kept muttering in his mouth. Liar. Bastard, square ice. Stinky square ice. Not back yet, until an orange-yellow portal appeared in front of her. She just jumped up from the couch. He stepped forward and hugged Fang Bing, who walked out of the portal, angrily hammered his chest. How did you come back? I'm dying, Sky shouted unrelentingly like an angry little daughter-in-law. No wonder she's angry. Fang Bing asked her to stay in the hotel and not go out, wait for him to come back. As a result, it waited from the afternoon until late at night. I can't even get through to the phone. She was wondering if something had happened to Fang Bing. Fang Bing heard Sky's complaints. Feel the phone in your pocket, only to find that the mobile phone has run out of power and turned off at some point. He held out his finger and pointed it at the charging port. Well, don't make trouble, watch your uncle perform a magic trick for you. Whoops. Episode 35, after charging Sky's human phone. As a result, he was pestered by Sky again. Let's teach lightning magic. Fang Bing didn't regret it more. I almost tried to see if I could open the portal to Furuchi's side. Throw Sky to her as an apprentice. But that's just thinking about it. I can't figure out the mind of Gui. He can't do that yet. Why are you so obsessed with learning magic? I really don't teach. Fang Bing looked at Sky, who was hanging on him like an octopus, helplessly asked. Sky jumped down. Said with a serious face, how cool is magic? After learning it, I will be a magical girl, and I will form a magical girl duo with How Min to wander the world. Fang Bing's forehead. He felt that Sky had become more lively and cheerful recently. The one I know in my life, after becoming an agent of SHIELD, the bitter and bitter shockwave woman is becoming less and less like. Speak human language. Fang Bing reached out and knocked her brain. Sky rubbed her head. I just want to be stronger like you so that I can protect myself and protect Aunt May and little Peter. After speaking, he said it in his heart, and of course protect you fool, hearing Sky's serious words. Fang Bing was the real reason why she wanted to learn magic. It turned out that it was the experience some time ago that affected her. First, he was chased and killed by the Tomahawk gang for the second time. Not long after, he was kidnapped by Kim and sent by someone. She also saw Fang Bing versus Ninja letter through monitoring. Knowing that this world is except for Fang Bing, there is even an underground organization such as the Hand Association, which has existed for hundreds of years. It can also be resurrected from the dead. All this gave Sky a glimpse of the dark side of this world in advance, and the hidden dangers of this world. Although the dangers encountered were all disintegrated by Fang Bing, but it still gave her the hope of becoming stronger. As an independent and autonomous life for more than 10 years, also upside-down people who have been displaced for more than 10 years. Sky has never been a cowardly girl who only relies on others for protection in case of trouble. Has his own independent personality. She doesn't want to be a tow bottle all the time. She wanted to face it with Fang Bing the next time she encountered danger. So that you can always be by his side. Got the reason Sky wanted to be stronger. Fang Bing was actually quite happy in his heart. Although he is confident that he will always keep Sky safe. But she wanted to be stronger. Some self-preservation ability is also a good thing. But Fang Bing really didn't have anything good to do now. Sky is an inhuman though. Born with a talent for supernatural abilities. But it needs to be stimulated by the fog of Tarragon. The ability in the body will be activated. Now she is just an ordinary person. Fang Bing also used to bring her some food made by the food generator. Of course, I didn't tell her that I made it myself. Instead, it was bought at a roadside stall. She also managed to obtain a list of her abilities at that time. In addition to, hacking technology LV10 is more eye-catching. There is also a shockwave energy. Not activated. And the Tarragon mist that activates her superpowers. Fang Bing now knew that 3 places had this kind of thing. The first place is in heaven, the inhuman city of Adelan, hidden on the far side of the moon. The second place is in the afterlife. The specific location of the earth is unknown, and it is the base of Sky's vicious mother, Jiaying. The third place is in the shield warehouse. It is not clear exactly where he was taken in. I'm afraid that now only Nick Fury knows. This means, Fang Bing couldn't find any of them now. In this way, although I can't teach spells, I can teach you some fighting skills first. Want to learn? Sky pouted. Are you a magician who taught me fighting skills? If it weren't for Fang Bing's defeat of Ninja Letter. Sky had already spat on his face with a mouthful of salt soda. Well, this girl is reluctant to learn first. So the two followed a few days, start sightseeing in various places during the day, a journey to learn martial arts skills at night. Soon Sky found out, Fang Bing, a magician, really has a few brushes in his fighting skills. Although I don't know how the level is better than others. But when I study on my own, I always don't know how to do it. Because she found that Fang Bing knew everything. Under the intensive training of Fang Bing. All kinds of boxing techniques and close techniques in the world have been taught to Sky. She felt her melee level increase rapidly. How can you hit 10 adults? In fact, this is all Sky's illusion. No matter how high the fighting skills are, there is no physical fitness to rely on. Like duckweed in water, it's all virtual. It's only been a few days of practice. It would be nice to win 10 children. Christchurch, Stonehenge, Edinburgh, Buckingham Palace. Big Ben, the Ferris wheel on the banks of the Thames, all left their footprints. A week later, they left London. Went to other cities around London. Half a month later, they arrived at the last leg of their journey, Iceland. Prepare for a small barbecue in the freezing igloo before heading home. Just when Fang Bing had just put a pile of snow turned into a pile of charcoal, Sky also drilled wood for fire just succeeded. When ready to ignite, there was a dull, loud hum in the sky. Sky looked up. But I saw nothing in the sky. But Fang Bing already has super hearing. It is already roughly known who is coming. A few seconds later, a Kuan fighter dismissed the invisibility, stopped steadily in front of Fang Bing and Sky's igloo. The hatch opens, walked out a team of SHIELD agents. For the first two, one is Natasha, a female agent who was previously taken away by Fang Bingji. The other person was a little unexpected for Fang Bing. Athletic and wearing battle suits. Holding a 5-pointed star shield. It turned out to be Team USA Steve Rogers. The American team was dug out of the ice. Left New York for half a month and played Fang Bing madly for half a month. Didn't read much of the news, but count the time, it was around this time. It's just, what Fang Bing didn't understand was, these people came to the door. What do you want to do? Episode 36, 10 hours ago. SHIELD Trident Base. Natasha finds Nick Fury reports on mission progress. Report Chief, the agent who defected 16 years ago has been caught. Nick Fury suddenly came to the spirit. By any means, pry open his mouth. I want to know if that girl named Sky is a magician. 3 hours later, the defecting agent finally could not resist the interrogation method and confessed. What? That girl was one of the goals of the 084 mission that year? The girl's father tortured and killed a large number of agents back then? There are enemies of unknown forces in S.H.I.E.L.D., hunting down these surviving agents in order to cover up the truth? Nick Fury saw the interrogation report in his hand. Thoughts abound. But I can't figure out the clue of the matter. But he got it. Maybe the enemy who hunted down 5 agents 16 years ago, now lurking inside S.H.I.E.L.D. And Sky, this girl, maybe it's the root of solving the mystery yourself. Figure out why this girl is so special. Maybe you can find out everything back then. Thereby addressing the threat lurking within S.H.I.E.L.D. But when he wanted to send agents, go on a mission, when bringing Sky back. But suddenly thought of the American team that had just been rescued from the Arctic glacier. Since there may be enemies within S.H.I.E.L.D., then let the American team go with the mission, to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Steve, there is an important task for you now. When S.H.I.E.L.D. wants to find someone. Basically, no one escapes their pursuit. Not to mention Fang Bing and Sky, this time it was an upright trip. All immigration procedures, air tickets, journeys, and more. There are traces to follow. Team USA Steve Rogers and Black Widow Natasha stepped forward. Other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, is scattered, vaguely surrounds here. Hi, beauty, meet again. Last time you were a radio and television reporter, have you changed your career to being a flight attendant? Fang Bing couldn't dodge. Simply walked out. A teasing began at Natasha. Natasha grimaced, didn't pay attention to this nobody. She passed the profile. I have long known the neighbor Fang Bing, who traveled with Sky. And their mission this time does not include Fang Bing. Natasha stepped forward, walked up to Sky, who was stunned. He put on a kind smile and said, Sky, we are from the Homeland Strategic Defense Attack and Logistics Support Bureau. There is something that needs your cooperation in the investigation. Please come with us. Sky let out an awe. I didn't expect these people who came in stealth fighters. It turned out to be Rushdie himself. Subconsciously hid behind Fang Bing. She didn't know exactly what was going on. My heart was worried at this time, in the wonder if the matter of stealing money from the Tomahawk gang was exposed. What is this? What name is very long bureau? Do you still care about this kind of thing? Fang Bing sighed in his heart. Roughly guessed what might have happened. The one on the other side asked for Sky. It's nothing more than because of this little butterfly, inadvertently changed the course of history, let S.H.I.E.L.D. discover the anomaly in Sky's file in advance. That's not how it developed. Originally, when S.H.I.E.L.D. discovered Sky's identity, it would have to wait until the aliens in New York invaded. No matter what you look for her, she won't go with you. Fang Bing took a step forward. Said to Team America and Natasha in front of him. He knew that he might not be able to hide his identity today. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming to get Sky now, it's all because his arrival has changed the future. Even if not, nor could he have allowed S.H.I.E.L.D. to take Sky. Maybe Nick Fury won't hurt her. But Hydra hidden Hydra in S.H.I.E.L.D. But he never gave up on finding Sky's whereabouts. Whitehall, the leader of the Hydra, from Sky's mother, Jiaying, dissecting, obtained her organs. Transplant to yourself, thus rejuvenation prolongs life, so Whitehall thought, since Jiaying's body has this kind of magic. That her daughter, Sky, of course, it will have this magic. If S.H.I.E.L.D. took Sky, it is estimated that it will not take long, she will appear on the operating table of Hydra. So even if you exposed your identity in front of the S.H.I.E.L.D. situation today, he's going to keep Sky too. Little brother, don't worry, we took her just to investigate some things, and we will definitely not hurt her. I'm Steve Rogers, in his own name, assures you of her safety. The U.S. team saw that there was a conflict in things, stepped forward and said. He is serious. Although I don't know Nick. What is Fury looking for this little girl for? But justice in the heart would never allow S.H.I.E.L.D. to hurt the girl. Steve, I know you, and I want to believe in your character. But I will never let you take her, because the so-called S.H.I.E.L.D. is not as safe as you think. Steve just came out of the ice. I didn't realize that Fang Bing directly called the real name of the so-called Homeland Strategic Defense Attack and Logistics Support Bureau. I don't know that S.H.I.E.L.D. is still a secret institution hidden underground. It will not be known to the world until after the New York Alien War. But Black Widow Natasha has realized something is wrong. She finally felt the nameless person in front of her. It doesn't seem to be that simple. The name S.H.I.E.L.D. is not something that anyone can know. Although there are some doubts in the heart, but now she didn't have time to talk to Fang Bing. Because Nick Fury's order to her, it's necessary to bring Sky this girl back. At all costs. So she moved. An arrow stepped forward, bypassed square ice, caught Sky hiding behind his back. Episode 37, see Natasha hands-on, want to capture Sky. Fang Bing put away his originally somewhat cynical expression. Arm outstretched, instantly grabbed Natasha, who was ready to bypass her. An over-the-shoulder fall, throw it off, fell and rolled on the snow more than 10 meters away. Natasha. Steve Rogers quickly ran to pick her up. Are you all right? Natasha bent her waist and gasped. I was so sore from being dropped. If she hadn't unloaded and rolled in time before she landed, I'm afraid I'm going to break a few ribs. Who the hell are you? Natasha asked in shock and anger. Fang Bing smiled. I'm just a good neighbor of New Yorkers, an ordinary high school student who just graduated. Natasha frowned. Fang Bing's words would not be believed. Can an ordinary high school student throw himself more than 10 meters away? Himself, an elite agent who has experienced a lot of battles, was it given for nothing? Fang Bing shook his head and persuaded, I advise you to return the same way. Sky doesn't have anything you want. The American team pressed the headset. Nick is monitoring the scene on the sky carrier. Fury asked. Fury, do you want to continue? Why do I feel that this mission is not quite right? That little girl named Sky is obviously just an ordinary girl, why arrest her? Team USA Steve. Rogers, never a blind follower. World War II was not yet part of the super soldier program, has a variety of chronic diseases, thin and weak, just dare to deceive the enlistment office. There were many attempts to fake and enlist in the army. After becoming a soldier, a blatant betrayal of the propaganda tasks arranged by the army, disobey military orders without authorization to save the Winter Soldier. The American team has always followed what it believes to be justice, and not the rules set by any institution. Otherwise, he would not have openly opposed the signing of the Sokovia Agreement in the future. This led to the Avengers Civil War. Soldier, keep up with the mission. You just need to know that this is justice. The specific reason will be explained to you after returning. This is the order, Nick. Fury almost jumped his feet on the sky carrier. He didn't expect this person he had just dug up. Unexpectedly, on his first mission, he openly questioned his orders. But he had no other way. It can only be soft and hard in the communicator to persuade the US team to continue to complete the task. Team America listened to Nick Fury's words. Thought for a while. Still stood up. He remembered Natasha's previous words, since Nick Fury said so. Just take this girl back for questioning, won't hurt her. Let's take it back first. Back to shield himself will protect her. Looking up at Fang Bing, he said, I'm sorry. Then he took his shield and rushed towards Fang Bing. Watch the American team rush towards you. The square ice surface does not change color. The one who said sorry should be me. I also want to try my melee level. No other abilities were used. Directly fought with the American team with one punch and one kick. The American team soon found out. You can't attack the other party yourself. Been beaten. This young man named Fang Bing, the fighting technique is much better than yourself. Moreover, when I occasionally touch him, it feels like the other person's body is like a mountain. It can't be shaken at all. Quickly fighting, he can only use his shield to constantly block. Bang bang. 2 minutes later, Fang Bing was refreshed. Feel refreshed. Okay, I'm not playing with you. One grabbed the shield of the American team. Grab the shield in your hand. Then another lightning kick kicked the American team out. Whoops. Agents from all sides came up with guns. The gun was fully loaded with anesthesia bullets. It turned out that Natasha saw that the American team could not defeat this man. Only then did he inform the agents who surrounded him, step forward and use your weapons. Fang Bing ignored these agents. Instead, play with a shield in your hand. Is this vibranium? I get it, swish. The shield of the American team turned into a pie in his hands. It is a large pancake made of real flour. The kind that Wu Delang sells. The premise of the activation of the material conversion ability is, he needs to have seen a substance, after understanding the molecular structure of the substance, to convert. Originally, he could not convert other substances into vibranium. But now, after touching the shield of the American team, he can. Again, he can also convert vibranium into flatbread. After all, vibranium is just a metal, it's just sturdy. I didn't care about the dumbfounded people around me. Threw the pie at the American team, who had just stood up. Oh, give back your shield. The American team took the cooking cake in confusion. Flipped over and looked. What is this special thing? What about my shield? What about my vibranium shield? If it weren't for his own cultivation, he wouldn't have allowed him to scold. Otherwise, he would have already turned into a mother to mess with fake man. You are the magician. Natasha's surprised words almost didn't make sense. Fang Bing crooked the corners of his mouth. Yes, when you came to interview that day as a reporter, didn't you tell you that I was a magician, and I wanted to perform magic for you, but you didn't want to watch it? Do you know that my greatest virtue is to be very honest? Natasha stood speechless for half a day. But Nick, who has been watching everything on the sky carrier. Fury couldn't calm down. Natasha, what's going on? I need an explanation. Chief, this is a misunderstanding. I'll explain it to you when I go back. Natasha looked at Fang Bing hatefully. Bang bang. Pulled the trigger directly. Realizing that she had been teased before, she decided to capture this bastard first and then slowly settle the score. Other agents followed suit. Fang Bing didn't hide. Only slightly blocked the bullet for Sky. Ding ding. Those anesthetic bullets hit him. Not even the skin was punctured. It was squeezed and fell on the snow. Don't shoot, stop shooting, stop shooting. Nick. Fury saw that Natasha had shot without permission. An immediate order was given to stop it. Because in the discovery of square ice, it's my own hard work, after looking for a magician for so long. The bald chief immediately changed the mission goal in his heart. Now the most important thing is not Sky. It's Fang Bing, the superpower. Episode 38. After hearing the director's direct order, all the agents, including Natasha, all stopped attacking. But it's too late. How could Fang Bing allow them to attack without fighting back? He's not a good gentleman with no temper. Reach out, release. A crackling electric shock flashed in the air. The surrounding circle of agents were all electrocuted. If not to see that they are using just hypnotic bombs. It's not just Corona that's cheap. Take Sky's hand, towards the only thing that was not shocked, Natasha, who stayed where she was. Reaching out, turned the pistol she held in her hand into a lump of water. Still fighting? Fang Bing took 2 steps back and covered his nose and asked. Natasha hurriedly threw out the sabeo in her hand. Pick up the snow on the ground. Disgusting, wash his hands. Fang Bing, this is also disgusting, right? Sky also pinched his nose in disgust. Fang Bing sniffed the air and smelled it. Thought about it, it's really disgusting to find. Let's change this less in the future, so as not to affect his positive image of Wei Guangjing in the eyes of his sister. To make up for their image. Also to teach S.H.I.E.L.D. a profound lesson. Fang Bing opened a portal. On the opposite side of the portal was a Kuan-type fighter parked 30 meters away. The main reason for opening the portal is that he is lazy to take those few more steps. And it's a little more deterrent. Fang Bing put his hand into the portal. Through the portal, pressed onto the Kuan-type fighter. Moment. The materials that make up the entire Kuan-type fighter decomposed by square ice from the molecular level. Then it reorganized into a sky of roses. The pilot, who remained in the fighter, snapped and fell on the snow. Maja fake. My fighter. Hundreds of millions of dollars in fighters. The bald chief angrily smashed the communicator in his hand. The fragrance of flowers in the sky diluted the smell of the dumplings. Sky took a rose from the air, discovered that it really looks exactly like ordinary rose petals. Wow. It's amazing, Sky jumped with excitement. Then she stared at Fang Bing with a pair of big eyes. Word by word, he said firmly and loudly, Fang. Ice. I'm going to learn this. Natasha and Team America had been completely shocked by Fang Bing's indescribable magical ability. Couldn't say a word for half a day. Especially the American team. Already doubting in my heart for half a day. What happened in the 70 years that I slept in the ice? Invincible on the battlefield 70 years ago, never been afraid. But now he was a little afraid from the bottom of his heart. Just woke up to see such a powerful magician. Is the world already so dangerous? Do you really have the ability to protect everyone? After Fang Bing scrapped an expensive shield fighter, I feel that my deterrent power should have been reached. Don't provoke me again in the future, otherwise it will be your space carrier that turns into a rose next time. Although Fang Bing can't do it, but it does not prevent him from bragging and scaring people. After bragging, after bluffing, Natasha and Team America froze in place. Pulling Sky back into the igloo. Ready to continue with the barbecue. After all, you can't do things halfway. Promised Sky to eat barbecue in the igloo, we must do it. He was also not afraid that S.H.I.E.L.D. would tear his face with him. Even if Nick Fury really changed his temperament. In order to avenge his Kuan-type fighter, launch a missile at yourself from an air carrier. With Square Bing's vision hearing, as well as super reaction, you can also open the portal and leave before the missile hits the ground. That is, Fang Bing will not fly now. If Fang Bing gets the ability to fly in the future, what missiles do not threaten him even more? Not yet on the ground, Fang Bing will fly into the air and turn the missile into mineral water. Fang Bing was still accurate. Even now Nick Fury has drawn Iron Man into his own Avengers. He wasn't afraid at all. Because I have just obtained material transformation, it is the biggest battle against technological machinery like Iron Man. Steel Warframe? Dare to let yourself touch it? Nick Fury didn't trust Iron Man. Starkla joined the Avengers. Now calling him. I didn't want to find Iron Man to deal with Fang Bing. Instead, I wanted him to go to the town yard. it is convenient to negotiate with Fang Bing. After all, Nick Fury's fundamental purpose is to put Fang Bing, a powerful combat power, also recruited into the Avengers. And not to erect a formidable enemy. But the scheming bald chief knew. If you want to start a negotiation, at the very least, both sides must have similar leverage. And right now, Natasha and Team America, it has already lost at the hands of Fang Bing. Right now, he only has to find Iron Man to show his power. But, accidents appeared, his proposal was directly rejected by Iron Man. Are you talking about the magician who opened the portal? Sorry, I can't participate because I still owe him a favor, previously in Iron Man vs. Iron Overlord. Because the last Fang Bing shot used the portal to cut the Iron Overlord in two. Helped Iron Man a lot. Iron Man admits that he owes Fang Bing a favor. That's why I turned down Nick now. Fury's proposal. Because he knows, although Nick Fury was just talking about showing his power so that he could recruit the magician. But as long as you go yourself, we'll be on the opposite side of that magician. Iron Man is just a little arrogant, but not stupid at all. He didn't want to offend a mysterious magician for no reason at all. What's more, he joined the Avengers for the purpose. It is to ward off foreign invaders from outside the Earth, or eliminate the conspirators who threaten the security of the planet. According to Iron Man, the one who will open the portal magician, which one does not meet the above criteria either. Episode 39, Grilling skewers in the snow and ice is a unique experience. Fang Bing and Sky soon ate mouthfuls full of oil in the smoky fire. But their gastronomic experience, soon interrupted by another uninvited guest. Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., came to the igloo. Hands up. First of all, he showed that he was not hostile. First of all, I apologize for what happened before, but I am not here for Ms. Sky, but for you, honorable magician. Fang Bing and Sky ignored him. The bald chief was taken aback, but continued with a low posture. I am here to ask you to join a special organization of justice, which was created to deal with all crises that threaten the survival of human beings on Earth. I, Nick Fury, as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., sincerely invites you to join, because I can't shout Iron Man Town, Nick Fury can't do hard, only soft. That's why I was there in person, show sincerity, trying to get Fang Bing to join his newly formed Avengers. But when he finished, only Sky gave him a curious look. The main character, Fang Bing, is still eating lamb kebabs by himself. Lee ignored him. Nick Fury still refuses to give up. The Avengers, with the full support of S.H.I.E.L.D., is a special independent institution that does not belong to any national organization, and has very strong energy. If you have any treatment requirements, you can ask for them, and S.H.I.E.L.D. will do its best to meet them. Fang Bing heard this, only then threw down the lamb kebabs in his hand. He looked up and said, "Don't bother, I won't join that Avenger of yours, Nick." Fury listened to the cold in his heart. But soon he heard Fang Bing speak again. But what? If you have anything to ask for, don't hesitate to ask, Nick. Fury heard a turnaround, quickly asked. You can treat me as a foreign aid to the Avengers, but every time you ask me to strike, you must first meet a condition I put forward. Of course, if the conditions I propose make you embarrassed, you can also choose to refuse. Nick Fury heard this, immediately knew what Fang Bing meant. Isn't this the equivalent of a mercenary? Give money to do errands, pick and choose without giving money. It's just that Fang Bing doesn't want money yet. It is not clear what excessive conditions will be put forward at that time. But Nick Fury knew that he could only go so far today. Although he also hopes every member of the Avengers can have the same noble virtues as Team America, willing to work and complain, just pay some wages to the stuttering, you can keep fighting. But the reality is brutal. Obviously, this mysterious Fang Bing in front of him is not that kind of person. At present, he can only agree to Fang Bing's conditions. Just expecting, in the future, I can use great righteousness, can slowly influence Fang Bing with team spirit. Okay, then that's it. Then he stepped forward and exchanged contact information with Fang Bing. And convention, only in exceptional cases, Fang Bing can be contacted. Then there's only one last question, magician, can you turn my Kuan fighter back? That thing costs hundreds of millions of dollars, Nick. Fury looked at the rose petals on the snow and asked distressedly. Fang Bing shook his head. If you want me to change back, then you first need to give me all the information about this fighter, and when I understand it all, you can have as many Kuan-type fighters as you want. Fang Bing did not fool the bald director. He really can't convert the petals back into a Kuan fighter right now. Turn the Kuan-type fighter into petals, he only needs to understand the molecular structure of the petals, then the molecules after the decomposition of the Kuan fighter, the structure arranged into petals. It is possible to convert the Kuan-type fighter into petals. But if you want to reverse the process, It means, Fang Bing must fully understand, the Kuan-type fighter is a complex giant machine, how every inch is structured. Can only be used by other substances, convert directly into a Kuan-style fighter. It's not an easy job. Kuan fighter, it's not the same as a bicycle. It is the pinnacle of current human technology. The above uses black technology from various industries, up to several thousand technologies. It was combined into such a state-of-the-art fighter. So much technology, not one person can control it. Even if it's Tor. Stark, let him spell out a Kuan-style fighter on his own. I guess I have to scratch my head too. What's more, manufacturing technology of the Kuan-type fighter, definitely top secret among top secrets. As director of S.H.I.E.L.D., how could it be such an important technology, easily handed over to someone who doesn't know much yet? So Nick Fury didn't get what he wanted in the end. I can only go back and find a way to withdraw funds, build another one. Although Nick Fury left with Natasha. But Team Steve stayed. Because of his vibranium shield, so far, it's a big cooked bread. Fang Bing has no opinion about the US team, the so-called do not fight and do not know each other. I beckoned him to sit down and eat skewers together. Find an opportunity to feed him by the way, see if you can draw his super physique. Although the physique of the American team is now inferior to their own. But Fang Bing never thought that his physique was stronger. If you can draw the super physique of the American team, 2 by 2, your physique can definitely become stronger. Looking at Fang Bing, who had beaten himself up just now, handed him a large bunch of mutton, Team America has an unreal feeling. Obviously, he was still cold to Director Fury just now. Why is it that your attitude towards yourself has changed now? He couldn't figure it out. Just asked it directly. Fang Bing listened to Team America's question and smiled. Because you're just doing what you're told, and you're not trying to hurt Sky. Eat quickly, if you want me to change your shield back, eat more. Fang Bing finished speaking, took the flatbread from the American team. Team America and Sky thought he was ready to turn back into a shield. All eyes are ready to see the magic. But I didn't expect it. After Fang Bing took the flatbread, Sting, tear the flatbread off in pieces. Roll up 2 skewers of lamb. Gulped. Look at what? Don't you know that flatbread rolls are the best? Episode 40, My Shield. Team America looked at his shield dumbfounded, was eaten into the stomach by Fang Bing with a bite of lamb. Hey, isn't it just a broken shield? I'll return it to you later. Fang Bing watched the American team sitting across from the fire. That looked like I want to cry without tears. It's kind of funny. He reached out and summoned the food generator, which was the tray. Made a mention of beer. Anyway, now his identity outside is a magician. Can turn the Kuan-type fighter into rose petals. Is there anything strange about what you eat? Handing Captain America a can of beer. Drink together, and return it to you when you finish drinking. I will count my words. Team America took the beer. Take it with a pinch of salt. But still uncover the pole ring. I drank it on a lamb kebab. By the way, you're not old enough to drink, are you? Drink to half the American team, suddenly remembering something, Fang Bing asked. Fang Bing was stunned. When it's time, don't look at me young, in fact, I'm 800 years old, magic, understand? The American team was really bluffed. Thought about it, I really believed Fang Bing's words. If not for hundreds of years, how could there be such a profound magical attainment? But looking at the girl named Sky next to Fang Bing, covering his mouth was already laughing. I suddenly realized that I was being soaked. You're a very interesting person, much like a friend of mine from the past. The American team was not angry either, and said with a smile of nostalgia. He said friends, it's Bucky the Winter Soldier. When he was young, Bucky was also a teenager who liked to joke and play tricks. It's just that he has disappeared under the cliff for 70 years. But for the American team, which has been sleeping under the ice for 70 years, Bucky's death seems to be yesterday. Remembering the past, he sighed, finally finished the rest of the beer in one gulp. Steve Rogers. Super physique LV6, surpassing the physique of ordinary people by 6 times, so that this man has super endurance, and with his tenacious will, he can fight all day. Tenacious LV9, he has extraordinary willpower and will never give up until the end. Song and Dance LV5, he is proficient in all kinds of drama songs and dances, and is a big star on the stage. Shield Control LV8, no matter how ordinary the shield is, it can be used by him. Flying Pilot LV6, he has superb aircraft piloting skills. Super Melee Combat LV8, he has hand-to-hand combat skills far beyond ordinary people. Fang Bing did not hesitate, directly started the extraction. Congratulations on obtaining Shield Control LV8, perhaps the last pumping of material conversion ran out of luck. Maybe before this draw, Fang Bing forgot to pray to the Supreme Mage. He didn't draw the Super Physique LV6 he wanted. But he drew a shield to control. But he wasn't disappointed. because his physique is already strong enough at present. And after fighting with the American team, he found, Super Physique LV7 is a threshold. Although he is only one level higher than the Super Physique of the American team. But the defense is much stronger than that of the American team. Although the American team has strong ability to resist blows and endurance, it is also very strong, but the skin can't protect against bullets. So Fang Bing realized, even if he gets a Super Physique LV6 of the American team, it is also impossible to upgrade the physique to Super Physique LV8. Since I didn't draw it. Let's figure it out later. Anyway, in this universe, there are countless people with great physical abilities. And this shield control is not bad. Fang Bing picked up a piece of dead wood from the fire. Launched the transformation of matter. A brand new vibranium shield appeared in his hand. Throw it out of the igloo. The shield flew out with a whoosh. Hit a snowman head outside the house. Circled in the air again, flew back to Fang Bing's hand. Weighed the shield in his hand. It feels pretty comfortable. Reaching out and handing the shield to the American team, who looked shocked again. Only then did the American team react. Quickly took it. Check it up. Checked for a few minutes. Discover this new vibranium shield. It's thicker than the one before me. This means that more vibranium is used to make this shield. Team America couldn't help but ask, you can actually conjure a shield out of wood? Fang Bing smiled and nodded. Team America gasped. He knows what that means. As far as he understands, vibranium is extremely rare in this world. When he forged his shield, he used up almost half of shield's vibranium reserves that year. This rare metal is 100 times more precious than gold. Do you want to hold a shield with both? Fang Bing suddenly had a strange idea. In my mind, the American team held a shield in each hand, the scene of taking turns to shield people. Thanks, but no need, I'm still a shield to use. Team America shook his head. Seeing that the American team rejected his proposal. The illusion in Fang Bing's heart was shattered. Just as several people were drinking beer and eating skewers and were happy, an orange-yellow portal appeared at the door of the igloo. Furuchi walked out of the portal. Entered the igloo. Sky saw this bald sorceress who would also open portals. Only then did I know that Fang Bing really didn't lie to her. There really are other people who can do magic. Then she remembered what Fang Bing had said before, wait until the next time I see a real magician, ask her if she can take herself as an apprentice. My heart couldn't help but start to get nervous. Team America was also surprised. Looking at the portal at the door that was exactly the same as Fang Bing. He has realized, it turns out that there is more than one magician in this world. Well, so many people, I really didn't expect it. Furuchi entered the back of the house, whispered to himself. Honorable Supreme Mage, may I ask what is the important thing for you to come here in person this time? Fang Bing said politely. Compare yourself to someone who is strong. Fang Bing is still very respectful, because he was afraid that if he offended people with one of his words, it is not pleasing to be looked at. I didn't wait for myself to grow up, he was slapped to death. Not to mention, Gui, as the Earth Supreme Mage, guarding the Earth for hundreds of years, it is indeed worthy of your own respect. Cough, it's nothing important, it's just that the snacks from last time, the mages of Karma Taj like it very much, I want you to make more. Earth Supreme Mage Gui said lightly.